Welcome back. We are learning about the Bible, and this is the Jehovah's Witness version. I will read other versions. I've read the Bible, but I can't remember everything, and so let's recharge the memory and learn, because we're here to learn. Okay, we're in Exodus chapter 12. We're starting where we left off on verse 29. And it came about that at midnight Jehovah struck every firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh sitting on his throne to the firstborn of the captive who was in the prison hole, and every firstborn of beast. Then Pharaoh got up at night, he and all his servants and all other Egyptians, and there began arising a great outcry among the Egyptians, because there was not a house where there was not one dead. At once he called Moses and Aaron by night and said, Get up, get out from the midst of my people, both of you and the other sons of Israel, and go. Serve Jehovah, just as you have stated. Take both your flocks and your herds, just as you have stated, and go. Also you must bless me besides. And the Egyptians began to urge the people in order to send them away quickly out of the land, because they said, We are all as good as dead. Consequently, the people carried their flour dough before it was leavened, with their kneading troughs wrapped up in their mantles upon their shoulder. And the sons of Israel did according to the word of Moses, in that they went asking from the Egyptians articles of silver and articles of gold and mantles. And Jehovah gave the people favor in the eyes of the Egyptians, so that these granted them what was asked, and they stripped the Egyptians. And the sons of Israel proceeded to depart from Ramesses for Succoth, to the number of 600,000 able-bodied men on foot, besides little ones, and a vast mixed company also went up with them, as well as flocks and herds, a very numerous stock of animals, and they began to bake the flour dough that they had brought out of Egypt into round cakes, unfermented cakes, because it had not leavened, for they had been driven out of Egypt and had not been able to linger, and they had not prepared any provisions for themselves. And the dwelling of the sons of Israel, who had dwelt in Egypt, was 430 years. And it came about at the end of 430 years, it even came about on this very day, that all the armies of Jehovah went out of the land of Egypt. It is a night for observance with regard to Jehovah, for bringing them out of the land of Egypt. With regard to Jehovah, this night is one for observance on the part of all the sons of Israel throughout their generations. And Jehovah went on to say to Moses and Aaron, This is the statute of the Passover. No foreigner may eat of it, but where there is any slave man purchased with money, you must circumcise him. Wow. Slave man purchased with money. No foreigner can eat of that Passover meal? Man, imagine being a slave though and you don't know anything about this culture, and they're saying to you, we're gonna cut off part of a skin on your penis. That'd be terrifying. Then first he may share in eating it. A settler and a hired laborer may not eat of it. In one house it is to be eaten. You must not take any of the flesh out of the house to some place outside, and you must not break a bone in it. All the assembly of Israel are to celebrate it. And in case an alien resident resides as an alien with you, and he will actually celebrate the Passover to Jehovah, let there be a circumcising of every male of his. First then he may come near to celebrate it, and he must become like a native of the land. He must become like a native of the land. Integration. You gotta morph yourself to where you're going to. But no uncircumcised man may eat of it. One law is to exist for the native and for the alien resident who is residing as an alien in your midst. Look at that. One law is to exist for the native and for the alien resident who is residing as an alien in your midst. That would cause... I think it's just referring to this Passover meal. Not for like time indefinite, because the rules are supposed to be applied equally to everybody. Otherwise, like, the rich will take advantage of that, or illegal immigrants will get abused when citizens will get less abused. It's very sad. So all the sons of Israel did just as Jehovah had commanded Moses and Aaron. They did just so. And it came about on this very day that Jehovah brought the sons of Israel together with their armies out of the land of Egypt. Exodus 13. And Jehovah spoke further to Moses, saying, Sanctify to me every male firstborn that opens each womb among the sons of Israel. Among men and beasts it is mine. And Moses went on to say to the people, Let there be a remembering of this day, on which you went out of Egypt, from the house of slaves, because by strength of hand Jehovah brought you out from here, so nothing leavened may be eaten. Today you are going out in the month of Abib. Sorry, family. The guy is working with the blower. And it must occur that when Jehovah will have brought you into the land of the Canaanites. This dude, that's a problem. People don't want to use brooms anymore. The land of the Canaanites, and the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, which he swore to your fathers to give you, a land flowing with milk and honey, then you must render this service in this month. 7 days you are to eat unfermented cakes, and on the 7th day is a festival to Jehovah. Unfermented cakes are to be eaten for the 7 days, and nothing leavened is to be seen with you, and no sourdough is to be seen with you in all your boundaries. Oh, sourdough is so delicious. And you must tell your sons on that day, saying, It is because of that which Jehovah has done to me when I came out of Egypt, and it must serve for you as a sign upon your hand, as a memorial between your eyes, in order that Jehovah's law may be proved to be in your mouth. Because by a strong hand Jehovah brought you out of Egypt. And you must keep this statute at its appointed time from year to year. And it must occur that when Jehovah brings you into the land of the Canaanites, just as he swore to you and to your forefathers, and when he does give it to you, then you must devote every one that opens the womb to Jehovah, and every firstling, the young of a beast, which will come to be yours, the males belong to Jehovah. Interesting. And every firstling ass you are to redeem with a sheep, and if you will not redeem it, then you must break its neck. What? And every firstborn of man among your sons you are to redeem. What do you mean break its neck? Why? I don't get it. If you don't name it for God and bring it under like a blessing, then you have to kill it, snap its neck? And it must occur that in case your son should inquire of you later on, saying, What does this mean? Then you must say to him, By strength of hand Jehovah brought us out of Egypt, from the house of the slaves. And it came about that Pharaoh showed us obstinacy toward sending us away, and Jehovah proceeded to kill every firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of man to the firstborn of beast. That is why I am sacrificing to Jehovah all the males that open the womb. The firstborn... Oh, I get it. That is why I'm sacrificing all the males that open the womb. So the open the womb is like the very first... Like if you have a horse, and it's the first male horse baby that comes from that, you have to dedicate it. You have to redeem it. And every firstborn of my sons I redeem. And it must serve as a sign upon your hand, as a frontlet band between your eyes. Because by strength of hand Jehovah brought us out of Egypt. And it came about at the time of Pharaoh sending the people away, that God did not lead them by the way of the land of the Philistines, just because it was near. For God said, It might be the people will feel regret when they see war, and will certainly return to Egypt. Hence God made the people go around about by the way of the wilderness of the Red Sea. But it was in battle formation that the sons of Israel went up out of the land of Egypt. Oh, they went out in battle formation. But it was in battle formation that the sons of Israel went up out. Ah, in my mind, I always think of like a very sad, like group of people who are like suffering and leaving. And Moses was taking Joseph's bones with him. Really? Because he had made the sons of Israel solemnly swear, saying, God will without fail turn his attention to you, and you must take my bones up out of here with you. And they proceeded to depart from Succoth and to encamp at Etham at the edge of the wilderness. Holy moly, I didn't remember reading that. Taking his bones. Wow. Oh, I'd feel weird disturbing the grave of somebody. Taking out their bones. I'd feel a little weird. And they proceeded to depart from Succoth. Okay. And Jehovah was going ahead of them in the daytime in a pillar of cloud to lead them by the way. Jehovah was going ahead of them in the daytime in a pillar of cloud to lead them by the way, and in the nighttime in a pillar of fire to give them light to go in the daytime and nighttime. The pillar of cloud would not move away from before the people in the daytime, nor the pillar of fire in the nighttime. Protection. I remember that. They made it look like a tornado when we learned about it when we were little. It's like a tornado of fire. And like, if you move, it will move. Won't let you pass. I think that's interesting. Wow. Moses took the bones. Joseph. Wow. Okay, Exodus 14. Jehovah now spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the sons of Israel, that they should turn back and encamp before Pihahiroth, between Migdol and the sea in view of Baal-zephon. In front of it you are to encamp by the sea. Then Pharaoh will certainly say, respecting the sons of Israel, They are wandering in confusion in the land. The wilderness has closed in upon them. So I shall indeed let Pharaoh's heart become obstinate, and he will certainly chase after them, and I shall get glory for myself by means of Pharaoh and all his military forces. And the Egyptians will certainly know that I am Jehovah. Accordingly, they did just that. Oh. They're just wondering about it. That's kind of funny. Pharaoh really thought that. Alright, family, what do you think about what we read so far? It's very interesting. Getting my mind refreshed. I don't remember that bones part.